we have finally arrived at the portion of this presentation where I'm going to talk about the benefits. So taking into account all of our recommendations and all of these new practices, what do we expect to see as the outcome? Well, for starters, we believe that there is going to be a much more clear process when it comes to decision making, right? So people can look at the past and then they can think like, hey, well, you've recorded what you did that was successful, so now I cannot make the same mistakes, but I can actually make the same good decisions. So just a more clear direction. We're setting things and laying them out clearly, and we're having it communicated all the way at the top with the senior pastor. Along those same lines, we have increased support from the pastors and the leaders. So getting them on board with just more communication and supporting people and answering their questions when they're unsure of what they need to do, when they're unsure of how they can help and what they're supposed to do in a specific role. Well, we're going to ask that the leaders are more involved in that. Number 3, growth is going to be planned and intentional. So instead of, the church already has a culture of growth, right? But they're slowing down, they're hitting different difficulties and complications. And our solution is that, well, we're going to be intentional about training leaders, right? So people, even though we want them to step up, well, we're going to come alongside them and train them and educate them and give them different opportunities to lead. And so instead of just letting people run wild and hopefully do something, and our church is going to grow in numbers, but it's going to be chaotic and people are going to get burned out. Like, no, it's going to be planned and intentional and controlled, and we're going to help them do it in a way that makes sense. The next one is that with our new process, we're going to be able to look at data for once, because we're asking that things are recorded, and currently that is not happening. So just people just recording like what's going well, what's going wrong, how many people came to this event, blah blah blah, what did I do, what was my responsibilities when I had this role, all of this stuff. Well, that's going to aid in future planning, and that's going to be really, really beneficial in the long run. That'll be something that I think people won't see the rewards of right away, but the benefits are definitely going to exist in the long run. The next one is just accountability, right? So we're trying to create leaders and help people understand, that they have been sent and they have been called. Well, leaders before them are going to keep them accountable. Leaders under them are going to keep them accountable. And then everyone's going to be trying to lead, and there's going to be both vertical and horizontal communication. People are going to be held accountable to just growth and to serving the church. The last thing on this slide is that we're going to be able to track progress. So all 3 of these last ones have to do with people now recording information. As we record information, we can see, we can actually tangibly have the leaders look back and show the congregation like, hey, look, this is what we were doing in the past. It was great, but now look at where we are today and look at the projections for the future, right? So tracking all this stuff and being able to see the progress is going to be a huge benefit.